Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inshallah, today will be lesson 2. We will start off with a little bit of revision, and after that, we'll carry on with module number 1, bi'idhnillah. Brother Alam Gheer, let's go. Let's start revision. So I will greet and ask, and you respond. Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام.
كيف حالك?
الحمد لله. أنا الحمد لله.
Yeah, you can say
so
alhamdulillah, or
بخير والحمد لله.
yes,
Yeah,
anything. You can
بخير
say
والحمد لله.
excellent, or you can
Yeah.
say alhamdulillah, no problem at all. Then I'll ask you, من أين أنت?
أنا من ألمان.
من ألمانيا, Germany. ما شاء الله.
Here is a bit confusion. For example, I checked in the Google the definition of or meaning of the ethnicity and the nationality. So the nationality is different from the ethnicity. So
Yes.
if my ethnicity is Afghan or Pashtun, and I'm born in Pakistan, and I lived in Germany, and I got nationality, German nationality. So practically my nationality is German, but my jinsiyah, I think jinsiyah is this word I have also read in Urdu language, which means ethnicity, I believe.
So in these terms that we're using, whenever somebody asks about your jinsiyah, they're generally asking, what passport do you have? That's general.
Okay.
And when they
Okay.
ask, where are you from? Min aina anta? So if you say, I'm from Almania, Germany, then they'll say, la, al-asl means originally from where?
Oh, okay. Al-As. Yeah.
Al-asl.
Okay.
Right. Okay, you ask
I
me.
mean,
Pardon?
هل um, هل أين أنت؟
No, min aina anta. So hal.
من أين أنت؟
Yes. Min aina anta. That's how you
من
ask.
أين أنت؟
Ana min
من أين أنت؟
Zimbabwe.
ما شاء الله.
Ask me something else. What's your name?
هل أنت ما اسمك؟
Or say masmuka. So you join it. That's more correct. Masmuka. Ismi
ما اسمك؟
Adnan. Ismi Adnan. Tamam. Okay, when you're asking female, well, how do you say what's your name?
ما اسمك؟
Ahsant, with a kasra on the kaf. And when you ask female, where are you from? What do you say?
من أين أنت؟
Ahsant. Ahsant. Well done. So let's carry on with our module. So we took all this. And these exercises, did you manage to fill them? But if you
Yeah,
go
I
through
just
them,
tried to I just do it on my page, you know.
Ahsant. Well done.
But yeah.
Well done. Something interesting, I'll tell you. Sometimes people are worried about these books for copyright. There's what's called the Waqfiyya. So it's a Waqf library online. It's called Al-Maktab Al-Waqfiyya. So basically people who allow their books to be downloaded, spread, used, etc., they generally on that website. And the website has a clause to say, if you want us to take down your book, you can request. But generally all the books, they are free to download by the permission of the authors. So that's Al-Maktaba Al-Waqfiyya. You find a lot of books in Aqidah and Fiqh and Hadith and all sorts, inshallah. So we took this. What does Ahlan wa Sahlan is another form of greeting.
Welcome, yeah.
Yes, it's like a welcome. We had stopped here. What they're trying to tell you here is they told you the countries, ma jinsiyatuka wa ma jinsiyatuki, the difference between male and female. Ana, when you say, means I. Ana min kada, kada, kada. Pakistan, country, Turkey, Misr, Egypt, Syria, Syria. Then they tell you Pakistan is the country, and a person who is from Pakistan is a Pakistani. So same thing, you ask somebody, where are you from? They say, I'm from Pakistan. They say, what's your jinsiyah? They say Pakistani or Pakistani. Turkey. Misr. Now, notice how when they're speaking about the men, right? Pakistani and Turkey, it stops with a ya. And when they're speaking about a female, they've added a little ta Ta marbuta.
Yeah.
So instead of, if it was a man, they would say Misri and stop there. And if it's a lady, Misriyah, showing that it's female. Suri, from Syria for a man, Suriyah. Understand?
Yeah.
Here,
Suriya, Misri.
Ahsant. Here they're trying to teach you. Again, Pakistan, Pakistani. Misr, Misri. Britannia, Britani. You understood?
Yeah.
America, Amriki. Understand?
Amriki.
Ahsan.
Yeah.
Right, now this is the third exercise we go to. Let me move this screen here. I can see. Right. Here, what they're trying to tell you is they're trying to teach you to say this is هذا and هذه. هذا is for masculine, هذه for feminine. So they're trying to show you or teach you that. So after you've been able to greet somebody and you've been able to introduce yourself and ask them about themselves, you might have people with you, so you start introducing them. So that's what they're basically teaching you. So the role play goes, Assalamu alaikum. Badr replies, Wa alaikum assalam. Ahmed says, Hada akhi. Hada means this. This is my brother. Look at how we could guess that this is Ahmed here in the middle, and he's introducing somebody saying, Hada akhi. This is my brother. Huwa mudarris. He is a teacher. Mudarris means a teacher. All these words of vocabulary, if you want to make a note of them. But as I said, that instead of memorizing word by word, the easiest is to find sentences and use them. So he introduces his brother. He says, Hada akhi huwa mudarris. So Badr literally gives him a welcome. He says, Ahlan wa sahlan. Ahmad then says, Hada sadiqi. Sadiqi means my friend. Huwa muhandis. He is an engineer. And we can see him pointing at the engineer. Al-akh.
Muhandis.
Yes, engineer.
Mhm.
He says ahlan wa sahlan, and Ahmad says ma'as salama, basically when they're parting, and Badr says ma'as salama. So
Ma'as-salam.
ahsant. So that's another way of greeting. So when you're going, generally we all say assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam, but you can also say ma'as salama, and you carry on. You find that quite prevalent in the Arab world. So today we're learning hada and huwa. So Brother Alam Gheer, I read what's in orange, you read what's in blue. Assalamu
Yeah, one
alaikum.
question, Sheikh.
Okay, ask.
Hada is what? Hada is this, and Huwa is he.
Yes. So hada
Okay.
means this, and huwa means
Yeah.
he.
Yeah.
Now, we'll learn later on he when we referring to, when we're using the word huwa. Right now, we're speaking about a person. Okay. And later
Yeah.
on, we'll see how it's used elsewhere. For now, keep it as using it for a person.
Yeah.
Okay, I will
Shall I
read
keep
what's in
looking at the
orange.
book? Okay.
Sorry?
Shall I keep looking at the book or without book?
Look at the book. We'll read the role play. I'll read what's in orange. You read what's in blue. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaykum assalam.
هذا أخي هو مدرس.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
هذا صديقي هو مهندس. And then that's it.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
أحسنت. مع السلامة.
Ma'as-salama.
أحسنت. You understood that?
Alhamdulillah.
أحسنت. We'll
The
practice.
vocabulary, yeah.
Okay. So what I want you to do is, you have a son, isn't it?
Yeah, he's just
No.
his 21st. I don't know. He's 3 years old, so he's not
MashaAllah.
so.
So I
Yeah.
want you to introduce your son to me. Just imagine that you're introducing your son to me. So you would say, Hada ibni. Ibni means my son. And
Okay, yeah.
right. And you can say what he does. So, for example, if he's learning, you can say, Huwa talibun. He's a student in that.
Okay, yeah.
For example. Okay, so I'm going to.
Okay.
So after greeting.
Let's start.
Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
هذا ابن.
Ibni. So ibn means
هذا
a
ابني.
son. أحسنت.
Okay, yeah. هذا ابني. هذا طالب. هذا طالب.
No. So هذا means this is. So this is my son. Then in English, would you say this is a student, or you would
هو.
say he
Okay.
is a student?
هو طالب.
هو طالب. أحسن. So make sure you just use your
هو
إعراب.
طالب.
So إعراب means
هو طالب.
حركة on the last letter.
حركة. Yeah.
أحسن.
Yeah.
Right. Now we come to the feminine. We find the same thing.
Yes.
Nada says Assalamu alaikum. Huda says Wa alaikum assalam. Nada says, now notice how she's speaking about her sister. So instead of using hada, like how we used hada for masculine, she's saying hadihi. Same meaning, but you've got masculine
Yeah.
and you've got feminine. So she says hadihi ukhti. This is my sister.
Yeah.
Hiya tabiba. She is a doctor. Then let me move this up. Huda says Ahlan wa sahlan. Nada says هذه صديقتي. Notice how when we were speaking about the men, it was صديقي. Whenever you're speaking about the women, you add that extra ta, صديقتي. هذه صديقتي. And then you don't say huwa. Huwa means he. We want to say she. So we say هي طالبة. Then the sister says أهلا وسهلا. Nada says مع السلامة. And Huda says مع السلامة. So I want you to introduce, let's say, for example,
Talking
your
my daughter, for example.
daughter.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, and
Okay.
I want you
Uh,
to tell me that. Uh, so daughter is binti, my daughter. هذه binti, and then you tell
yeah.
me that, for example, she is a teacher. هي مدرسة. Okay.
مدرسة.
أحسن.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
هذه بنتي. هي um, هي um, he's a teacher. You said teacher or
مدرسة. أحسنت.
هي مدرسة.
نعم. ما شاء الله. أهلا وسهلا. And let me introduce my brother. I would say وهذا أخي هو تاجر. He is a businessman into business. You understand? So this, you're basically getting familiar how to introduce yourself. So let's start from the very beginning, where we took the greeting, we asked the name, we then said, how are you? Where are you from? And what do you do? Those 5 things. Okay, so I'm going to speak to you. Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام.
كيف حالك؟
بخير والحمد لله. آه، وكيف حالك أنت؟
بخير والحمد لله. ما اسمك؟
اسمي عالمگير. ما اسمك؟
اسمي عدنان. So remember, don't say ما اسمك, join it. Say ما
Sorry.
اسمك.
Yeah.
That's
ما
eloquence.
اسمك؟
اسمي عدنان.
آم، من أين أنت؟
أنا من زيمبابوي. ومن أين أنت؟
أنا من ألمانيا.
So generally they say Almania, not Almania.
أوكي.
Okay.
أوكي. أنا من ألمانيا. وما أنت جنسي وما جنسيك أنت؟
جنسيتك أنت.
وما جنسيتك؟ جنسية. It's a جنسيتك.
Yes. So the word jinsiyah has a ta on it, whether you're speaking to a man or a woman.
وما جنسيتك أنت؟
أنا زيمبابوي. أنا أفريقي.
ما شاء الله.
وما جنسيتك أنت؟
آه وما أنا ألماني.
أحسنت. Now I'm going to ask you, I'm going to, let's imagine that your brother is with you. So I'm going to say, من معك. Man means who. معك, with you. مع means with, and the ka at the end with you. So I'm saying, من معك. So imagine your brother is with you and you introduce.
هذا أخي. أم،
Tell me he's a teacher.
هذا هذا أخي. هو مدرس.
أحسنت. Ask me who is with me.
أم،
Say من معك.
من معك؟
معي أخي هو طالب. Right, now I'm going to ask you who is with you, feminine. So I'm going to ask you, or you introduce your daughter, for
Okay.
example.
هذه بنتي. آم، هي
Tell me,
آه،
she's a doctor.
هي طبيبة.
ما شاء الله. أحسنت. وهذه أختي هي طالبة. And this is my sister. She is a student. She is a student. So you're getting the hang of it slowly. As you'll see, as we progress, the main aim is we want to be able to speak. So we're going to speak sentences and we're going to carry on, and eventually we're going to cut out our English. So there'll be no more English. That's why if you notice, we're focusing a lot more on the role plays. Then here they are giving you some vocabulary. So as you can see, they've got here mudarrisun means a teacher, طالبة female student, طبيبة doctor, muhandisun is an engineer, أخ is a brother, أخت sister, صديق friend, صديقة a friend, but for feminine, هذا this masculine, هذه this feminine, هو means he, هي means she. And then they give you an exercise to say join between the word and the correct picture. So for example, here is a girl who's a student, and you join here with طالبة. And those exercises, you can do them on your own, inshallah. Then this is a listening exercise. It says استمع ثم ضع علامة الصح. So this علامة, the tick, صح في المربع المناسب. مربع means the box. So that's the correct box. And you find that this book does come with a tape. We're not listening to the tape currently, but we've been through the exercises, and for us speaking is good enough. And if you need to, or if you find the tape, you want to go through it and do these exercises, there's no problem. But if you, what you can notice through all this is there's a lot of repetition. So what we able to summarize in 3 minutes, the lesson, they've repeated it over several pages, maybe about 10 to 15 pages. But that's how you go through with repetition. Then you've got extra vocab, extra words. They tell you انظر واستمع وأعد, means look and listen and repeat. Here they're trying to teach you some numbers. So they've given an example to show 1 pen, 2 pens, 3 pens. They're not speaking about the pen. More important is the number. So the number 1 is واحد, 2 اثنان, 3 ثلاثة, 4 أربعة, 5 خمسة. Can you see?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to ask you in the next exercise here, the number of books. Tell me what number, how many books are these? Okay, start. Can you see?
The first one.
Yes. Tell me, is it اثنان وخمسة واحد? What is this?
Okay. The first one is okay. Number one is اثنان.
No,
Number
there's only
two
one
is
one book. There's one book there.
okay. You mean the top picture,
Yes, the red one. Can you see the red
the
books?
red one? Okay. So,
And my
yeah.
mouse.
Okay. Okay. The first one is yeah. The first one is on the right side is واحد.
أحسنت. Next one.
Um, أربعة.
أحسنت. Next one. أحسنت means well done.
Yeah. ثلاثة.
أحسنت.
And then اثنان.
اثنان. أحسنت. Then
And the last one is خمسة.
أحسنت. And basically in that exercise, what they want you to do when you're filling it out is to look at the number and join it to the picture. So for example, this is أربعة, and you join it to where there's أربعة. Okay. Then they've got the next exercise is a رتب. رتب means to put in order. So رتب الأعداد means put these numbers in order. So as you can see, you start off with this, they're teaching you a little bit of writing. So this is number 1, واحد, and then you put there number 2, اثنان, ثلاثة, أربعة, خمسة. أحسنت. And then they got a listening exercise there with the tape. And you got the last exercise is قل. قل means say العدد المشار إليه. So I'm going to point at this and you tell me what it is, okay? Can you see my mouse?
Um,
The last
yeah, okay.
right?
Yeah,
What's
okay.
this?
That's اثنان.
أحسنت. Next one.
خمسة.
أحسنت. Next one.
ثلاثة.
أحسنت. Next one.
أربعة.
Next one.
and واحد.
أحسنت. Well done. Then next exercise again, what we've done, but it's practicing, and they're showing you a little bit of grammar. Again, they want to show you the difference between masculine and feminine. So the first example, المثال الأول. So the first example, they're asking a man, هل أنت باكستاني? Are you a Pakistani? نعم أنا باكستاني. Notice how it ends here with a ya. And when they're asking the lady, they say هل أنت? Notice how أنت باكستانية. Notice the ta. She says نعم أنا باكستانية. Notice the difference? You know, for now, I just want you to know that there's a difference between the two. Don't worry if you make a mistake.
Yeah, it's quite easier because in Urdu language it's the same thing, you know,
It's the same thing.
yeah, like mudhakkar and oneness.
Ahsant. Some languages
Because
there's
the
no
Urdu language is,
mudhakkar. So mudhakkar means masculine and muannath means feminine. So Turkey for a man, Turkiya, Misri, Misriya, Suri, Suriya. Then here they got هاتي جملا كما في المثال. So now they've given you two words and they want you to make the sentence in the same way they've done with the example. So in the example, it says, in this picture, they gave you the word akh, which means brother, and mudarris means teacher. So they want you to say that this is my brother, he is a teacher. So here's the example, follow the example. هذا أخي هو مدرس. So the next one, tell me about this one here. Next one.
أخت مدرسة.
Complete the sentence.
هذه أختي هي مدرسة.
أحسنت. Next one.
هذا صديق.
صديقي. So you have to put that ya to show it's my friend, belonging.
Okay, man. هذا صديقي هو طبيب.
طبيب. أحسن. For now, just mention all your dhamma because later on you'll learn when it changes. Next.
صديقة طبيبة. هذه صديقة.
صديقتي. She's my friend.
Yeah. هذه صديقتي هي طبيبة.
أحسنت. Next one.
هذا أخي وهو مهندس.
Ahsan. So you can say that, but in the example, they never give you a wow. So you just say, هذا أخي هو مهندس. أحسنت.
هذا أخي هو مهندس.
أحسنت.
هذه أختي هي مهندسة.
أحسن. So can you notice just the difference between masculine and feminine in most of these is just adding a ta. Muhandis, muhandisa. You understood that?
Alhamdulillah.
So now they want you to say, have an exchange question and answer with your...
Sheikh.
Yes.
Yeah, one question in the previous one. So I like when it's like Sadiq, which is friend you, and so when I say هذا, I can't say هذا صديق.
You can, but when you say هذا صديق, it means this is a friend. In the exercise, they want to teach you to say this is my friend. And we learn later on in Arabic, there's a difference between something specific, which is ma'rifah, and something that's not specific, which is nakira. So for example, if a person says akhun means brother. Abun, father.
Mm.
It means a father, any father. But the minute you say abi, akhi, it means my father, akhi, my brother. So they just want you to teach, they want to teach you that. But there's no harm in saying, هذا صديق, هذا طبيب, هذا مدرس. You understand?
So you have to add ya in
You add
this
ya to show belonging. It belongs to me.
belonging to show belonging. Okay.
Show belong. And we learn that in Nahu. And as I mentioned to you before, that this book, they concentrate a lot more on speaking. And when you look at the Medina books, they are very grammar orientated. And inshallah, we'll try to get a balance between them both and we'll add a little bit more. For now, don't worry, use learning how to speak. Then they want you تبادل السؤال والجواب مع زميلك. زميل means your friend, your classmate, your peer. كما في المثال, as in the example. من أين, so they've given you again 2 words, أنت وباكستان. So you have to ask من أين أنت, then the person says أنا من باكستان. So I want you to ask me the question with these and I will respond and then we'll do it the other way around.
أنت باكستان. من أين أنت؟
أنا من باكستان. Let me ask
أنت تركيا.
let me ask you أنتِ and Turkey. So I'm going to say من أين أنتِ?
آه. أنا من تركيا.
تركيا. Turkey.
أنا
تركيا.
من تركيا.
أحسنت. Ask me the next one.
هو سوريا. آه. من أين؟ أو
Yes.
آه.
Yes.
من أين سوريا؟
No. So now there's
sorry.
somebody else with you. So let's say there's
Okay.
somebody
Oh,
with
yeah.
me. So you say من أين هو? Where is he from?
Okay.
You understand?
هو سوريا. من أين هو؟
هو من سوريا.
هو من
Then
سوريا.
let me ask you من أين هي?
هي من مصرية.
مصر. So Misr is the country. And if you're asking about the jinsiyah, nationality, you'll say Misriyah. So this we're talking about the country, Misr.
هي
Ask
من
me,
مصر.
Ahsan, ask me the last one.
آه. أنت باكستان.
Yes.
آه.
Ask me the question. من
The
أين
question
أنت?
من أين أنت؟
أنا من باكستان. Ahsant. Well done. And then they want you to give a sentence as is in the example. Let me see what's next. I think we can do this one. Last one. There's just 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
So al-mithal ismi Khalid. So now they're teaching you how to say my name is. So I want you to use the word ismi and finish this exercise.
Okay. اسمي خالد.
Ahsant. Next one.
اسمي خليل.
Ahsant.
اسمي خديجة.
Ahsant.
اسمي محمد.
Ahsant.
اسمي فاطمة.
Ahsant. And later on, we'll learn how to say what his name or her name is. Then they give you another example. Ana Turki, ana min Turkiya. Notice how they want you to differentiate between the country and nationality. Ana Turki, I am Turkish. Ana min Turkiya, I am from Turkey. So you can do the next 4 for me, please.
م، أنا أنا سوريا. أنا من سوريا.
Okay, so you've got to, now because the words are so similar, you've got to differentiate.
I
Ana
forgot the ha.
Suriya with a ha. Ana min
Yeah.
Suriya.
أنا سوريا. أنا من سوريا.
Ahsant. Next.
أنا مصرية. أنا من مصر.
Ahsant.
أنا باكستاني. أنا من باكستان.
Ahsant.
أنا تركية. أنا من تركيا.
Min Turkiya. So don't pull on the ya.
أنا من تركيا.
Ahsant. Well done. And then, inshallah, tomorrow we'll take this summary, ملخص التراكيب, and inshallah we'll finish the module tomorrow. بإذن There's a lot more exercises, and we'll go through them, or some of them we'll leave for homework. Any questions before we finish?
Um, not specific, but like the one which is coming ahead, it looks like it's grammar.
Yeah, they're teaching you how to build your sentences. Can you
Yeah.
give me a summary of the lesson, please? Yesterday and today.
Okay. So first of all, we learned how to introduce one another.
Yes.
Um,
What's the
if I
name of
have
this
to,
module? What's the name of it?
the name of the module,
Yes.
التعارف.
التحية
I don't.
والتعارف.
Okay, I just like made it up. I don't remember.
Inshallah, you guys are
I
good,
just
so we have
changed.
to ask you difficult questions, so you make a mistake.
The introduction I just translated into Arabic. التعارف.
Right?
Yeah.
Summarize
So
it for
yeah.
me in the space of half a minute.
Okay. So we learned about how to say your name, um, greet someone, and introduce yourself, um, and then also, for example, know about one's nationality, one's country, and uh,
Tell me
and the
about
difference
today.
between male. Sorry.
Tell me about today. What did you learn? هذا هذه هو and هي. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So for so if we have to introduce someone who is like close to us, we say هذا, for example, أخي هذا, uh, صديقي, and um, if it's a female, then we have to say هذه صديقتي، هذه هي طبيبة، هو بنتي،
هذه بنتي.
هي
هي
بنتي،
بنتي.
هذه بنتي، هي طبيبة، هي مدرسة. And then what else we learned? We learned about we did a practice of joining, making sentence from vocabulary. Like when we have the here we have the vocabulary given, and then we have to make a small sentence. You know?
And when you add a noun, a ya to a noun, what does it show?
Yeah.
Shows belonging.
Um, yeah. When we add the the noun, for example, the yeah, yes. Ha, هذا
صديقي.
هذا صديقي. Yeah, which means the belonging. Yeah.
Ahsant. Well done. So that's the ya. And later on, you'll learn how to say this is his friend, this is his teacher,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah. And you mentioned that in the Arabic language, there is a specific the word can be used for specific purpose. So when you just say هذا صديقي, هذا صديق, so it's not specific. هذا أخي is not specific.
No,
So
هذا
but when you
أخي, my brother, it means specific. This is my brother.
yeah,
So there's two, and
yeah,
هذا أخ or هذا مدرس. That's general. It could be anything.
yes, yeah,
And what's important is that you practice, and inshallah, as the lessons, as we progress, you learn a lot more. Bi'idhnillah. Also, the fact that you understand a lot, it will help those following the lessons later on. They'll be able to understand also, inshallah. So you must count this as not only learning for yourself, but you teaching others also, bi'idhnillah, and you will have the reward for that, bi'idhnillah.
sure.
Anything else? Or we meet tomorrow, inshallah, same time.
Inshallah. Thank you very much. Jazakallahu khairan. So I will
We'll,
try to practice it, inshallah. Thank you for your
inshallah,
time.
inshallah, barakallah fi. And if you want, you carry on. You can read through the next few pages if you understand, get an idea, fill in the
Yeah.
exercises, inshallah.
Yeah, I
Allah.
find it really good if I go a bit further and have a look before the lecture. I
Yes.
find it is really good because then you are like it's easy to track the to proceed with the teacher because
Ahsant.
when I don't read the next pages, then sometimes I lose even the part of the page where you're teaching us. So I mean, it's better to go ahead. Yeah, a
MashaAllah.
bit. Yeah.
Yalla. We see you
Yeah.
inshallah. في أمان الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.